Hi, Crafty Nanny Cola here, and as promised, I'm going to show you how to make the hat. I'm going to start with the top hat, and I think I am going to do that in black. Okay, so you're going to start out with 6 single crochets in a magic circle, or 6 single crochets in the second chain from the hook if you've chained 2. And you will need your marker. And though black is hard for me to see, but that's okay. Hopefully it's easy for you to see on the video. Okay, 1, 2, 3. And remember, keep that tail going ahead of you, and you'll crocheting over it. 4, 5, and 6. And then pull up it not quite all the way. And then you want to go to 12, so you want to put 2 single crochets in each. 1, 2, and then go back and put your marker in the first one. And then 3 and 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. This yarn is really old, and it's not my favorite. It is the Old Red Heart. I think the newer stuff is probably a little better. Okay, now we're going to go into the, we're not going to join anything. So again, we're just working in rounds, and we're working in one color, so we don't have to worry about any, doing any slip stitches and chain ones. Okay, so we have 1, and then we're going to go 2 into the next one. Make sure, like I said, with the black it's hard to see, so it's more by feel. Okay, so you're going to do 8. This is going to end up with 18. So you're going to do 1 single crochet and in the first stitch, and then 2, and then again 1 and 2, and that'll be 6. And like I said, you always know you're right if you count and you go 6, and then the next one will be 9. So you'll do 1 single crochet, and that is 7. And then you will be at 8, 9. So you're in multiples of 3. And then 10. 11. 12. And continue that to the end. Okay, we're almost to the end. 16. And then 17. And 18. And now this is for the small snowman that we just made, the 18-inch one. If you've done the 24 one, then you want to put the extra, the next round on, and that would be 2 single crochets. And the easiest way I find to do the next row is to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, because you're doing 2 and 2, and you can get confused real quick. Maybe it's just me because I'm old, I don't know. Okay, so now I'm going to go ahead and I am going to do a slip stitch. Take your marker out, and now you are going to do a chain 1, and we are going to work into only the back loops. And we are going to continue at 18. So 1, and put your marker in. And this is the only row that we will be doing this to, until we get to the bottom at least. And this just forms the top of the hat. So go around in the back loops only of all 18. And then I'll meet you back here. Okay, when you get to the end of that, and be careful with your last stitch in this one, it is a little bit invisible in there to get in, so make sure you count 18. Okay, then we're going to go in both, we're working in both loops now, and we're going to go around in 18. Forget your stitch marker. And we're going to do 4 rows of 18. Okay, after you have 4 rows on, we are going to start making double crochets, and we are going to do those in the front loop only. And we are going to put a chain 3. So in the first stitch, after you've slip stitched into the last stitch that you made, or the first stitch of the last row, then you want to chain 3, and you want to put, instead of doing 1 and then 2, 2, or 1 and then 2, yeah, 1 and 2, so it's 1 and 2. So instead of doing that, you want to put the chain 3 and a double crochet in that first one, so it looks like it's together. If you try to do 1 and then do 2 in the next stitch, you're going to have a big gap in there. So don't do that. So start out with chain 3, double crochet in the same, then a single crochet, then 2 double crochets in the next stitch, 1 double crochet, 2 double crochets in the next stitch, all the way around. So I've got it partially done here, so go ahead in the front loop only. You're doing 1 double crochet, and then 2 double crochets in the next front loop only. And continue that all around the hat. And I'll meet you at the end. Okay, so we're at the end, and okay, so you've got 1 double crochet there. Now you're going to put 2 double crochets, just in the front loop still, into the next. And then you'll end up with only 1 double crochet in the last stitch, because we did our increase at the beginning. So that comes out even. Then you want to go ahead and slip stitch to the top of the chain 3 and pull out quite a loop, because we're going to use this loop to sew the hat onto the snowman. And then just thread your needle. And then just try to get that to be a little bit more even by going into the stitch, and that'll even it out a little more. And then back into the stitch, the former stitch, the stitch that you did, and that gives you a much nicer rounded edge. And then just take your we're going to be sewing it on the brim here. So just go ahead and work your yarn into that part. Until you get it to come out right where the brim started. And then flatten the top down, and then you can stuff it if you want. You can also put a little round piece of cardboard in there to keep it flat on the top, so that if you stuff it, it doesn't have a big peak there. So if you're going to put something in the top of the hat, just find something, a lid of some sort that will fit in the top. That looks like it'll fit in the top, and then just go ahead and do a circle around that and cut it out and put it in a heavy cardboard. This is really thin cardboard, so I'll probably do a couple pieces. So I just traced it around like that, and then I'll cut it out. And then just take the circles and stick them up in the top of the hat. And you'll get a nice flat top. And then you can put a little bit of stuffing in there. Not too much, you just want a little bit of stuffing. Just to keep the hat in shape. And then when you put it on the snowman, you want to make sure that you've got the back on the back. And then just take it. Decide where you want the hat, And at this point, if you want, you can pin it on. And then just, what I do is I go under a couple. You just want to make sure it stays on is all. So just go ahead under a couple and then sew that all the way around. Okay, on this snowman, when I did the chain to put where you hang it on the tree, I put it farther down. So you can put it there, or you can put it on the top of the hat if you want also. But I think I'm going to leave it where it was down here. That seems like it would hang on the tree pretty good. So just take this and go try to find the back or the middle as much as you can. And bring it through. Get your crochet hook. I always crochet it rather than just leaving the yarn hang, because I think that's a little stronger by doing a chain. So go ahead and bring up your work and bring it through for a loop, and then just I chain 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Bring it through. Thread your needle. And then just find the middle where you started. That looks pretty good. Go ahead and go right down through the hat until it's tight. So you have that loop. And then just bring it back up and tie it off. You could tie it off closer to the loop. This is really old yarn and it's kind of coming apart. I was trying to use all this old yarn up. That's what started me on the project. Okay, and then just go ahead and hide your yarn through there. Cut it off. And that's the hat. And then you can either use, you can like wrap this around it, or I actually have some ribbon like this. And I think I'm just going to wrap that around it. And maybe take a little stitch in the back here. And leave it like that. And then you can either, for this one, if you were doing that and you had the extra and you wanted to use the ribbon, you could just make a scarf ribbon. Or a ribbon scarf, not a scarf ribbon. So that's the top hat, and so these videos aren't so long. I am going to put the ski hat in another video. So you have a wonderful day. I hope you enjoyed this. If so, give me a like, and I will see you in the next video. Have a wonderful day. Be safe.